Okay. Okay, what's up, everybody? Welcome to my podcast. This is episode 1. This is the Under the Streetlights podcast brought to you by Hard City Raindrops and Lick a Dog's Hot Dog. Just kidding, we don't actually have a sponsor. I just made that up. But anyway, welcome to the program, everybody. My name is Will BK, and let's just jump right into the discussion. And there's no better time to really talk about this than right now. And we're just going to talk about survival gear and EDC and just really preparing yourself for worse because things are looking pretty tough out there, right? I mean, you have these crazy commercials. Like, let's just take for an example what's going on right now. I mean, it's just like you can't even be a man anymore without feeling like your masculinity is illegal in the United States. These are the types of things that the left want you to believe. You can't be masculine. You can't be, it's like they're literally trying to mold people into these just, I don't know, piles of brainless mush that don't fight for anything. That's what it seems like. They don't want you to fight. We're not going to get too heavy into politics here, but it's kind of be touched on because the political scheme that's going on right now with the Democrats and the Republicans and the left and the right and what's going on here with these federal bureaucrats and the government officials who are trying to take the constitutional rights that we have and just throw them out the window like nobody's fighting for them, and it's because you're not standing up and fighting. You're too busy on Twitter, on Instagram, and nose deep in, Game of Thrones, Netflix, and whatever the fuck else you're watching, and you're not paying attention to what is going on. You're not fighting for your rights. You're going to lose them all. Everything is going to be regulated. Every single thing you do is going to be regulated if you do not stand up to these people. What the heck's the name of that senator lady who's, she's real old. She's been a senator for like 900 years. So she's trying to pass the new assault weapons bill, and this bill will basically what it does, it goes against all semi-automatic military-style AR-15 rifles. You will not be able to have an AR-15, pretty much. And if you do, it'll have all kinds of restrictions on it. She isn't against firearms. She's just against you having a firearm. What does that tell you? What did the Nazis do? These people are doing like Nazi tendencies. It's so weird that people think that this is okay. The Second Amendment is in place for a tyrannical government, and it's there for a reason. If you get rid of that, they're gonna you're already getting enslaved. There's some senators. What is it, like $7 for every $7 out of $10 or something goes towards taxes? That's like slave. That's slavery. So now you have the government shut down. People aren't getting paid, and things are looking like they're getting worse. And it doesn't look like there's any end in sight. And wait till people are in the street, knowing people are going to be in the street real soon when these food stamps run out. Then what? And a lot of people are talking about civil war. Is this the beginning? You got to really pay attention to what's going on. And, a lot of people might be thinking, well, what the hell am I supposed to do? I'm not ready for this. I haven't prepared. I don't have stockways of food. It's too late. It's not too late. Doing a little bit here and just getting cans of food and stuff that lasts. Cans of food last for years. Well, a year. Maybe years. Certain stuff. So let's talk about some of the things you can do instantly that you need to worry about. Food, for sure. You need to worry about getting food, getting that together. Make sure you have food enough for 1 year in case something happens. And beyond that, you really need to make sure you have water. 1 gallon per day per person. So however you need to make that operate, then do it. You need to start figuring that out, because if you don't have water, you will die in 3 days, actually. So, yeah, you won't live long without water. Get yourself a bug out bag. You don't have to get crazy expensive. You can spend $10,000 on a bug out bag easily. I mean, you're not talking about a get home bag. You're not talking about an EDC bag. You're talking about a bag that you're going to live out of for maybe 4, 5, 6, 7 months to a year in the woods. Basically, a big camp bag. That's what a bug out bag is. People get confused. A get home bag is not a bug out bag. A get home bag is exactly what it is. It's a get home bag. It's to get you home. A bug out bag is when you are leaving home and not coming back for a long period of time. So you have to be able to separate and keep the differences between those two, because there is a difference. There's a big difference, And what are you going to do to keep your water fresh? What if they're, it's so crazy, because if things can really quickly spiral out of control with this whole thing, right? Because you can really look at it like, okay, so now people are in the streets, the government is falling apart, and now all of a sudden there's a terrorist attack, or there's a huge wildland fire, or an earthquake, or, rioting in the streets, plus this, plus that, and then things can just really get out of control fast. So, any number of things can happen, and I think that a lot of people are unprepared and scared. And I'm not here to scare anybody. I'm just saying, you should really just start paying attention to what these people are doing, because, a lot of people aren't paying attention. They're like, I was just on Facebook today, and I'm just like looking at what people are discussing and what they're talking about, and it's just everybody's worried about their age picture. Oh, this is what I looked like when I was 16. Now I look this way. Are you fucking kidding me? Who gives a shit about what you looked like 12 years ago? Who cares? You should be posting about, hey, this is what's your person's doing and senator here or whatever. Everybody should probably look out for this kind of crap. Or, people aren't reading. People aren't fighting. People aren't going to rallies for what they believe in. That's how, write letters to these people. Stand up for, your freedoms are at risk here, people. You don't know if you know that or not. They really are. And I mean, I could just sound like I probably do sound, I just sound like some nut. But, this is not stuff I'm making up. I mean, look at the news. It's happening. It's just literally happening before our faces. And it doesn't look very pretty. And we've been talking about it for years on my channel. Now we're talking about it on the podcast, because we're going to get into much more detail about it, because the podcast is mainly going to be about survival, EDC, and just generally being a prepared man anyway. Because being a prepared man is what being a man is all about, right? Being ready for anything, being able to protect your family and loved ones. And we didn't even get to the firearm stuff yet. You need a gun. You do need a gun. You need to protect yourself and your family. How are you going to do that? I don't care if you have an AR-15 or a Glock 43 like I have, or a shotgun, whatever. You need some way or another, a way to protect yourself, something. So, you go and you could spend great deals amounts of money on guns and ammo. But don't spend all of it on there, because there's more important things to deal with here. But you do need a way to protect yourself. Do you have knives? Do you have a bow? Do you have a way to hunt food if you need to? I mean, you're looking at if things get out of control here, cities can go down within days. Cities, millions of people could get sick if the trash stops coming around. Do you ever think about what would happen if the trash, something we take for granted, like the trash. We get pissed off when the trash men don't come for one day. They miss 1 week, right? How pissed do we get? Because we have 4 trash bags sitting out front. Yeah? What if they don't come by for a month? How about they don't come by for 3 months? Then what? That kind of stuff starts happening. You're going to start seeing disease. You're going to start seeing sick people all over, and feces and urine and ugh. Now, take into consideration the druggies and the people who are on pharmaceutical drugs, not even to mention the actual druggies. I'm talking about people who are prescription drug users, and once they can't get a hold of their fix anymore, then what? You're going to have insane people running around, crazy fucking people, lunatics off their medications and stuff like that. I mean, it could get real bad fast. Right? Now, this is all speculation, but these are things you need to really consider. I'm being serious. This is not something I'm just like up here, la-di-da, this is, what you need to do. I don't have a fucking website selling your survival gear. I'm telling you what you need to do because it's in your face every day. But most people are so busy with their fucking Instagram and Snapchat and this and that. Like, wake up. Wake up, man. These people are stripping your rights away, man, right in front of your face. Right in front of your face. The one thing they want to do immediately is take your way to defend yourself. This is what the Nazis did. It's all Nazi tendencies. Everything they're doing straight out of the Nazi book. They want to get rid of Donald Trump so freaking bad. Donald Trump's the devil, man. The orange man. Oh, Donald Trump. Well, you still got Mike Pence. If you impeach Donald Trump, you got Mike Pence. So, be careful what you wish for. Because I don't think he's going to be much of the answer that you're looking for. So, give the man his border wall. We need the wall. Who agrees with me? We need the wall. I think we need it. Am I against people coming into this country? No. Am I against terrorists coming into this country? Yes. But the Democrats want to say there's no terrorists coming in through here. Oh, really? Okay. I think our biggest threat, I'm not scared about ISIS or Russia or China invading our borders. That's never going to happen. Why? Because of the Second Amendment. Because of the Second Amendment, that's why they don't come here. Or they would. If none of us had a way to protect ourselves in the way things are right now, this country would have been invaded. Come on now. Everybody, 9 out of 10 Americans own a firearm of some sort. Good luck. Every neighborhood protected. Every household is protected by the Second Amendment, mostly. You have them off people that, I don't need a gun. Most of those people have one in their house somewhere. Most of those people don't like to carry, I get it. Feel the need. I do. It's my right, I do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to protect who I need to protect, me, myself, my dog, whatever. It's just insane, man. It's just so crazy that people actually think that it's like something they should consider. Oh, we don't, the Second Amendment's outdated. How outdated is it really now looking? How outdated? Oh, I remember somebody said, my barber, I think it was, he said to me, oh, the Second Amendment's outdated. He said it to me over the summertime. I looked at him like, are you fucking crazy? The Second Amendment's outdated. The Constitution, let's just rewrite the Constitution for today's day and age. Are you kidding me? But it's okay for them to use tactics from that day and age. That's what they're doing. Higher taxes and gun rights is what started the American Revolution, Huh? Yeah. Hello. Pick up a history book, why don't you, maybe? It's probably a good idea. So it's just insane to me that people think that that's outdated. Well, doesn't sound outdated now, does it? Because it's this stuff is happening. So prep, get your bug out bags. I did a video on a bug out bag, 72-hour bag. We're still due to the bug out bag. I got the wrong freaking bag. But, at least I have something. So you don't have to go out and buy a $200 backpack. Go use a JanSport from your closet. You'll have something. I'm sure you have something. Excuse me. Bug out bags, right? You don't want to utilize flashlights for that. Flashlights are I talk about this sometimes because what it is with the flashlight, right? That's different on the spectrum from a bug out bag to a 72-hour bag is that you don't want to rely on a flashlight for your main source of light in a bug out situation, because you're going to be in the woods for You could be in the woods for 5 months. How long is a flashlight with a battery going to last in the woods for 5 months? Now, maybe you have solar panels. Great. Maybe you have a bug-out location. Great. Some of us don't have that. Some of us are camping in the woods in a tent. I would probably make the argument to say that 7 out of 10 Americans are camping in the woods. You know? So, if we all had a bug out, which, people are going to die if that happens. You got to really think about that realistically. Are you going to make it? Probably not. That's a sad reality. If you're in an overpopulated area like I am, it's going to be tough to get out of here. You got to be smart. You got to think fast. You got to be ready. You got to stay inside. These places like this, like city, suburban areas, when shit hits the fan, don't leave the house. So, to my best friend, he might be listening to this. He has a house. He has a couple kids, a wife, a little dog. If I had his house, I would be buying steel plate every month. I'd buy 1 steel plate every month. You listening to me, bud? I know you are. 1 steel plate every month. Store it in that shed in the back. Now, this can go for a lot of people. So, all right, let me just describe the house. Single home, 2 floors, bottom areas finished. So it's one of those houses where you walk in, but the living room's upstairs kind of deal. So it's a single home, pretty big. 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathroom, office, bedroom downstairs, living room, hallway, washer, dryer, blah, 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 upstairs. Living room, kitchen, dining room, bedroom, bathroom, stairs, front door, huge backyard. Okay, big front window, big downstairs window, all around doors. So, yeah, every month I buy at least 1 or 2 steel plates to cover those windows. Maybe even wood. Wood would work first if you're on a budget. Okay, so if you're in that kind of deal, that's what you're going to want to do. Does this sound crazy? Probably. Is it necessary? I mean, how far are you willing to go to protect your family? You got to hurricane the house, basically is what I'm telling you to do. Hurricane proof it. Okay? So, people go as far as putting them garage shutter doors over their windows. Hit a button. There it goes. House is protected. That's big money. Big money. You got big money, do it. You got big money, do it. Fuck it. Next, in a house like that, water. I know you're not in or around water. I lived in that neighborhood. Where's water? You think about that yet? Where's your water coming from? The plant, right? Well, that ain't gonna work. No water. Then what? You're going to have to set up a catch. You're going to have to do a rain catch. You're going to have to get moisture from the ground. You're going to have to do things like that. You have a big enough yard. You can do it. Figure it out. Research it. Do what you got to do. Set it up. Have the gear, the necessary gear. All you really need is a shovel and tarp. That's it. Shovel, tarp, build a little ditch in the ground. Put the tarp in. Let the build up moisture. Put a bucket. You can get more scientific into that. Set up a rain fly. Have a rain fly catch. Things like that. You have to start building up your water supply. So if I'm you, and many of you people listening, and you have single houses, like my best friend, and I'm doing this too. Don't think I'm excluded from this. I have some things already. I buy 3 gallons of water a week. How much is water? How much is a gallon of water? Come on. 3 gallons a week. Buy them. Maybe more. How far are you willing to go? I'd start with 3. Buy 3 a week, start from there. It's $10, right? $10? So spend $100, maybe. You got an extra $100, go buy a bunch of gallons of water and store it. Get it stored. Figure out how to store it safely so it doesn't mold and all that. All right. So, and now next is your food. So buy a lot of canned food every week. Have the wife go and spend here, hun, take this $100 and buy nothing but canned food with this. This is this extra 100 I put to the side. You're gonna use this, just buy all canned stuff, whatever it is. I don't care what it is, and do that every month or every week, whatever, however far you want to take it. And that's gonna really help, and from there you can go from there. I mean, toilet papers and stuff. That's all morale boosting stuff you don't really need. I mean, you need it, but if you're bugging out, I think you're better off with a washcloth anyway. That's, because, like, those are the type, like, you don't want to rely on a flashlight, right? Because, like, a flashlight, the battery's going to die. So, like, toilet paper, you're going to run out. So, things like that. You got to think about those kind of things. And this all falls in line with the EDC community and stuff, because we as men, we like to prepare and we like to be ready and stuff, and we like to protect our family. It's natural. It's a natural thing. But, how many of us are actually doing that? So that's why that's that whole thing why I started this channel. This podcast is a men's lifestyle channel, but this is what's going on right now. So that just makes sense for me for this to be the first podcast. I mean, not every podcast is going to be like this, but, some of them will, some of them won't. It all depends on who starts listening and stuff and how it goes. I mean, some things might be funny, some things might not be, but right now things just aren't funny. So I really think you just need to start paying attention to what's going on, and I think it's important that you really need to start putting these preps together and just make it real simple and easy. You don't have to go crazy, but you got to kind of really take it into consideration, definitely. So, like I said, building your bug out bags, building up an ammo thing, and then maybe even like if you really do want to. I had a guy talk about one time. He was talking about money. So in a shit hits the fan situation, what would you really do about money? The American dollar isn't worth anything at this point, right? We're talking about all hell broke loose, right? So, what are you going to have to trade? What's going to be your way to make and trade and get goods from other people or whatever? So I had a guy, he was collecting these little liquor bottles, right? And he don't drink. I don't drink. So I thought this was an unbelievable idea. I don't smoke either, so people who don't smoke maybe buy a carton of cigarettes every month, right? So that could be your trading bargain, because people are going to want to fucking smoke. When cigarettes run out, people are going to want to smoke. Depression kicks in, anything like that, like sugary drinks and stuff. It's things that you just miss. I wish I had a freaking can of pop, Just wish I had one can of pop, man. It's been 4 months, People, there's kind of things could happen. I don't know if any of this is going to happen, but, those are just some things you might want to consider. So with the liquor thing, those little hotel liquor bottles you get, those little small guys you find at the front of the cash register at the liquor store, buy one of those. Buy a few of those every week, and just store them away. Put them in a cabinet somewhere or whatever. And that's your bargain. That's your trade bargain, in case that's your dollar. That's people. Hey, here's 4 bottles of liquor for a case of ammo. Bang. Here's 5 bottles of liquor for 10 cans of, baked beans or whatever the heck, or toilet paper, or just, maybe something like anything like a toothpaste even. I think they said something like 3 days. It's 3 days before we run out of food here in America. So if things were to really go bad, now you're talking about massive badness. I mean, you're looking at the entire American industry is shut down completely. Everything is just done. You can't go nowhere. You can't drive. There's cars piled up everywhere. There's people dying sick. You have rioting and just fighting. You're in full-out civil war all over the country. This is absolute worst case scenario, and this is something that's probably very unlikely to happen. But you don't really know. I think our biggest threat here in this country are these senators and this government who is trying to take our rights away. That is our biggest threat. You know, a tyrannical government is a very strong possibility. You know, this could happen. I mean, look at it. Look at what's going on. If you just open your eyes and look at what they're trying to poison your children with, these commercials with Gillette, like even Gillette, that woke a lot of people up, didn't it? Trying to poison people into thinking like their masculinity is a crime. Evil, evil man. So what? Grow up to be a little mush pile of crap that don't fight for nothing? What? What is this? Without masculinity, none of us would be alive, for one. And for number two, if masculinity is evil, then so is feminism. Right? Women aren't perfect either. I mean, I've been stalked and abused by women mentally and physically before. So, well, not really physically, but definitely mentally. I've been mentally abused by women numerous amounts of time. They are not perfect in any way, shape, or form. So, it's just, you know, it is what it is. With that, but, you know, you got to kind of handle it as you handle it. I mean, it's just, but, you know, these things that you see that go on in, as far as YouTube goes and the whole thing with the patron and the freedom of speech and everything, you can't say what you want to say. I mean, how do I know how far this video is going to get on YouTube? How many ears is this video going to reach? Because I feel like I'm up here preaching the good word. So, we have lots to talk about. We have lots of topics coming up, guys. I'm going to cut this one at half an hour for you guys. 30-minute long first podcast episode. Some of these bad boys are going to go for an hour or more. But for this first one, we're going to keep it short and sweet for you guys and not get too deep into it. If you'd like to hear more for this, please comment on the YouTube. I would love to hear what you guys say about this stuff. I would really love to hear what all you think about this. You know? And as always, thank you for joining into the podcast. You can catch it on iTunes, Hard City Raindrops, Under the Streetlights podcast, and you know, like I said, we're going to talk about a lot of different topics. We got anything men's lifestyle channel, you know, so this men's lifestyle podcast. I'm sorry for those of you on YouTube watching. This will be probably one of the only some of them that are shorter. The whole episode will be on YouTube. But the longer ones that are an hour or more long, they're only going to be segmented on YouTube. Because I want you guys to tune into the podcast. I don't want you to just be on YouTube looking it up, all right? So, that's what's going on. And I hope you guys, I wish you all safe and well-being. And, like I said, be respectful in the comments, please. On YouTube, like, share, subscribe. And thank you guys for tuning into my first podcast. I will catch you guys very soon. And that's it. I'm out. See you guys later. Peace.